Hello my loves and welcome back. And if you're new here, then thank you for joining me. It is the Chinese New Year soon and it is the year of the tiger. So why not embrace our inner tiger with tiger pose? So we're going to come down onto our backs with our knees bent and feet on the floor. Just notice here, it's the distance between your feet. Do your feet feel like they're pointing forwards towards the back edge of your mat, or are they pointing out to the corners? Does one feel like it's in a different position to the other? Do you have more weight on the inside or the outside edges of your feet? Do your knees feel the same distance apart as your feet? Notice the connection that your pelvis, your lower back have to the floor. As you travel up your spine, just notice where it connects to the floor, where there are places of grounding, places of lifting, until you get to your neck, the back of your head. And just notice, where does your head connect to the floor? Taking that information, then let's just store that away and we'll revisit that at the end of our practice. From here, let's just take a little bit of arch and flatten. Taking the inhale, the belly rises, space between the lower back and the floor. Exhale, belly connects. And just feel that little movement and rock of your pelvis. And think about this movement of your pelvis. So as your belly lifts and the lower back contracts and starts working, the tailbone kind of pulls up to the space between the shoulder blades. And as you pull the navel to the spine, your pubic bone kind of reaches to the space towards your chest or towards your nose here. There's a rock, there's a gentle rock of your pelvis. Because there's a tendency to make this about the back body, about just moving here. And that's not what we're after. What we want is some movement of the pelvis rolling underneath the head of the femur here. Anything like it's gently rocking the femur into the socket here, just gently rolling underneath it. As you continue that, then the next time that you inhale and your back arches, take one arm and reach it back. And as you exhale, let the arm come back down to the side. Next inhale, the other arm will lift and then let it come back down. So one arm at a time, only moving one arm. So that each arm has the opportunity to reach back and feel that full expression here of the extension of your spine, the full length here, all the way through to the fingertips. And the next time that you reach back, that'll be your last one. And then release down. Bring the feet a little closer in towards your bum. Push your shoulders down into the floor and then lift your hips up. Lower your pelvis back down and take a breath. Push down into the floor. Upper arms will push down, shoulders push down, heels push down, hips lift. And release. As you release, take a breath. Give yourself the time to reset and then push back down, lift up. Last time here, and release. As you release, take the breath, draw your knees in, take a little rock. Always like to do that myself, so everybody else must write that, right? So roll to one side, push yourself up, and come up and over onto your hands and your knees. Now, because we're going to be on all fours for a while, I suggest taking a little cushion for your knees, and that could be just a double blanket here. It could be you take it into 3 or 4, or you might want something a little more substantial. Maybe you take a cushion. Spread the fingers, and again, take a little bit of cat and cow. Inhaling, the head looks forward, the navel descends, your back body contracts. As you exhale, the front body contracts, you tuck in, you look towards your navel. Inhale, head and tailbone lift. Exhale, head and tailbone tuck. And as you come into your next exhale, pull your navel to your spine. Sit your hips back and take child's pose. And for child's pose, I like the variation with my arms reaching back. You choose one that works for you. Reach the arms forward, come back up to all fours. And then send your left leg back behind you. As you send the left leg back, then have the foot lifted, maybe around hip height away from the floor. And then from here, think about leaving the knee up, but bend the knee and bring the foot towards the bum. Doesn't have to touch your bum, but then send the leg back. What I'm looking for here is, can you keep the knee and the thigh lifted as you bend and extend the leg? So quite often when people do this is they bring the foot towards the bum, but their knee sinks down towards the floor. So can you prevent that and instead keep the knee lifted, but just bring the foot towards the bum? Release that knee back down to the floor, and we'll do the other side. So the right leg will extend back. Again, thigh lifted, hip height with the knee, with the foot, and then from the knee, bend and bring the foot to the bum. So everything else stays stable and static here. Nothing else moves. The only thing that you're moving from here is your knee. Foot to the bum, doesn't have to touch, doesn't have to come this close. Maybe it only comes towards here. That's fine. You find your range of motion. But can you do it without dropping the knee to the floor? So that you work into the hamstring here. And then drop the knee to the floor, sit the hips back, and take child's pose. Rise back up. Again, fingers spread wide. Left leg extends back. Again, foot lifted, hip height. Bend the knee, foot towards the bum, and hold. Again, the knee is lifted. The knee is up. It's not sinking down. Hip height. Can you take the right arm and extend it forward? Now, the key here is, can you keep that left knee lifted, but reach the right arm back? And then reach the right arm forward. Ooh. Take the right arm back, and then reach it forward. Do one more. Take it back, and reach it forward. Bring the hand down, bring the knee down, navel to spine, sit back. So we're building the pose. We're building the work of the pose. Rise back up. Spread the fingers, open the knees here. Take your right leg back. Foot lifted, knee lifted, hip height. Bend the knee, foot towards the bum. Pause the leg, and then send the left arm forward. Keep the knee lifted. Can the left arm reach back and come forward? Take the left arm back and extend forward. Do one more. Release the hand, release the knee, navel to spine, sit back. All right, so coming into our final variation of our tiger pose. So you can come up onto the hands and the knees. Same as before, we build it exactly the same way. Left leg extends back. Bend the knee, foot towards the bum. Send your right arm forward. Find your balance here. Send your right arm back behind you. Can you grab a hold of the foot? And it's, can you grab a hold of the foot without dropping the knee to the floor? So what do you do if the knee drops? You just don't connect the hand and the foot. You just reach back instead of connecting. Because that is better than allowing the knee to drop and having to pull the leg up. This is not the same pose. Not the same pose to be here. You need to lift the foot, lift the knee, reach the arm. This is better than this. So if you don't reach, that's fine. If it doesn't connect, it doesn't connect. At the end of the day, it's just yoga. If you wanted to, you could use a strap around your foot here. And as you do that, push the foot into your hand. You're not lifting with the hand, the leg is doing some work here. You're pushing the foot into your hand. Equal amounts of pressure here. Foot to the hand, hand to the foot. Release, extend. Hand to the floor, knee to the floor, sit back. Rise back up. And let's do the other side. So take the right leg back, left arm forward. Bend the knee, bring the foot to the bum. Keep the knee lifted. Left arm comes around, and again, think about pushing the knee up so that the foot can come towards the hand. And then once you take a hold, can you push? Can you push into the hand? Release, lengthen. Bring the hand down, bring the knee down, sit back into child's pose. Come up, and then come onto your back with your knees bent and your feet on the floor. So as you come back onto your back, let's take the feet nice and wide and just let the knees sway from side to side. Let your knees come back into center. And then just take a little arch and flatten here. Little movement of your pelvis. As you exhale, draw the navel to the spine. Bring your knees to your chest. And you can take a little rock here, or you could lift the feet, grab a hold of the feet here, and take happy baby. And then maybe take a little rock from side to side. Whatever feels right for your body. And then let your feet return to the floor. And just rediscover that shape you made at the beginning, and just notice connection of your feet to the floor. Your pelvis, your spine, back of your head. Does anything feel different here? Just for a short while. Just allow yourself to rest and breathe. Deepen your breath. Take a little wiggle through the fingers, the toes. And draw your knees to your chest. Roll to one side. Take a couple of breaths there. Use your top hand. Push yourself up and away from the floor. Come into a comfortable seated position, resting, spine aligned, eyes closed. A nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale. Exhale. One more big deep inhale. And all out exhale. Resting here. Body, mind, heart and breath. Balanced as one. Namaste.